Educational institutions have a pivotal role to play in equipping youth with the skills to be successful for the job of the future. Our next speaker is Professor Nihel Chabrak, an expert on the subject who will discuss the topic of the future of learning, rewiring youth towards their future.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the invitation to be here today to talk to you about this very important topic, which is the future of learning. We all know that today growth model is increasingly contested for not being able to fulfill the citizen aspirations and for having accentuated the environmental crisis and social inequalities. It was highlighted in many reports that 4 out of 9 planetary boundaries have been crossed. Climate change, loss of biosphere integrity, land system change, and altered biogeochemical cycles. On the other hand, almost half of 1.3 billion people affected by poverty worldwide are minors. And globally compared to 1 in 6 adults, 1 in 3 minors is poor multidimensional, which means in health, education, standard of living, access to electricity, drinking water, and housing. The recent COVID-19 crisis left us in an unknown territory and raised the issue of how important it is for societies to be innovative, to enhance our response to the pressing health, social, and economic challenges, and to secure long-term resilience of our societies. So that's why actually today, more than ever, education is urged to engage in a deep transformation, to get closer to the evolving economic, societal, and environmental needs. And it is crucial to prepare a new generation of people who can continually learn and refresh their skills and capabilities to be able to address the increasingly complex challenges we are facing today. However, how many individuals struggle to learn new and unfamiliar topics effectively? And one of the underlying causes is that few of us have been trained in the core attitudes and mindsets of effective learners, or what we call intentional learners. The traditional education model has affected our inclination to learn and self-develop. And that's why it needs to be changed. But how can we do that? How can we infuse in youth the values of citizenship, quality, and ambition? How to help them perceive the need to act and fast to reverse the environmental crisis? How to make them feel the potential they have to impact the world and to be real agents and change makers? How to bring them to see their success in a new and different way, and how to help them learn how to learn to be able to shape the future. To rewire youth towards their future, education needs to cultivate in them a growth mindset and a purposeful and meaningful attitude towards life. And that's what I will talk about today. Mindset. What is mindset? It's a way of thinking or a frame of mind, and it is a set of beliefs that shape how we make sense of the world and ourselves. And of course, it influences the way we think, we feel, and behave. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck spent her career looking at the types of mindsets, and she distinguishes 2 types of mindsets. a belief that our intelligence or personality is something that we can develop, as opposed to another belief that it is fixed and deep-seated trait. So for Carol, growth mindset creates a powerful passion for learning because it is a belief that our basic qualities are things that we can cultivate through our efforts. The problem with education institutions is that they rarely push us to have this growth mindset because they don't help us discover for ourselves the journey that we need to go through and how we can put into practice a path into the future that creates greater persistence and meaningful existence for ourselves. So generally what we are offered is stories, and we are generally left only admiring others who made it. But we are not given the space and the tools to be able to self-reflect and draw our unique journey and path. Learners generally get either a success or a failing grade. That would tell them that they are either smart or dumb, either winners or losers. But why we never have a not yet grade that might show them that we are in a long learning curve and which gives us a path into the future. We all want to be admired and we will do anything to be admired. And that's why actually we will pretend to have followed and understood something even if we did not. The need to avoid the embarrassment or humiliation we imagine to be the result of looking bad leaves us defensive and with this fixed mindset. But having a growth mindset is knowing that we are engaged in the climb of a mountain that has no top, which leaves us as individuals with power. Knowing that we will never get there helps us be more tolerant also with our limits and vulnerability. It also shows us that no matter where we are today, what really matters is the belief that we will never get it all done. And therefore, education should give us the passion to learn, to enjoy the climb. The second pillar for education to rewire youth towards their future is to infuse this meaningful and purposeful attitude. So if the mindset is the way how we see the world around us, attitude is how we interact with the world. And if education has a role to play to produce future leaders and change makers, it must help the youth engage with life in a profoundly different way and with a significant shift in their attitude. And the first thing is to be able to dwell in the reality on the court. I will ask you a question. How do you approach life? How did you get to know what you know? Most people access to what they know is from in the stands, where what you know is something you observe, learn, describe, interpret, and comment on. In our lives, we have very limited access to what is life on the court, where what is real and what we know is what we actually experience and act upon in life. The problem with our education system is that it does not allow such encounter with life on the court and leaves us with only a concept of reality, or what we might say a representation of that reality. If we want to rewire the attitude and the youth towards their future, we need to give them the sense of ownership and to make them responsible to face the challenges. And of course, this means that education role is to create the condition for them to first-hand experience the challenges they need to solve and to be on the court and not in the stands. The second important condition to make youth change perspective about themselves, their role and the way of engaging with learning is to give them to experience living and acting for something bigger than themselves. And that includes something bigger than notoriety, position, authority, money. It is something to which others can also commit to and have the sense of their lives are also about something bigger than themselves. Because we are in a world where we require broadening engagement, coordination, and knowledge exchange. We are in a world where we need collective action. We need collective intelligence. And this is key to solve the problems. It is only through being and acting for something bigger than ourselves that we will be able to bring together different people with various backgrounds, mobilize resources, and promote critical interconnectedness. Education needs to give the youth the possibility to live and act, to uncover, to live and act for something, for a purpose higher than themselves. Finally, to cultivate ownership and agency, education needs to infuse in youth the sense of what we call being cause in the matter. It means that we need to put them in a uniquely powerful place from which they can not only view, comprehend, and understand, but also deal effectively with the circumstances at hand. Being cause in the matter means not to relate to the circumstances that you want to change at effect, and as if we don't have a choice about these circumstances, because in this way, it is unlikely that you will be powerful enough to make change. Being cause in the matter doesn't mean that you cause the conditions or the circumstances that you want to change. Being cause in the matter is a declaration, is a context that you create for yourself so that the facts of the condition you are dealing with occur for you in a new way. It is an empowering context that leaves you with a say in the matter of life, that gives you the possibility to act, to try, and to change. Education should also empower the youth to be cause in the matter. Finally, my word to all youth is, I challenge you to change your idea of success. Your goal is not to achieve your degree anymore. Your goal now is to acquire the mindset and the attitudes that will constitute the foundations that will help you continuously seek knowledge and know-how to advance your success in the future, to be lifelong learners and be able to create and recreate your career. Thank you.